What about
in the
Jussie
media
Smollett?
that's saying it's a debate whether or not what just happened to Jussie Smollett is a hate crime. It's absurd.
What?
This isn't a debate.
I'm an advocate. I respect too much the people who I am now one of those people who have been attacked in any way.
Oh?
You do such a disservice when you lie about things like this. It feels like if I had said it was a Muslim or a Mexican or someone black, I feel like the doubters would have supported me a lot more. A lot more. And that says a lot about the place that we are in our country right now. The fact that we have these fear mongers.
What the fuck is this guy talking about? I think this guy is high.
And it's just not okay.
It is 2025. I'm going to say it again. It is 2025. We're in mid-August. So much has gone on. Great strides in inclusivity. Great strides in separating us based on political ideology and differences all across the board. We've never hated each other more than ever before. And I feel like only one thing could truly bring us all together again. And that is our old friend Smuggle Nuts. Because as much as people have ragged on him, I've turned a corner. I said to myself, you know what? Time has gone by. He really hasn't owned up to it, but at least he's trying to put it behind him. He's trying to get into movies again, acting, and if he just stayed away from talking about it, it'd be wonderful. And I feel like only one thing could truly bring us all together again, and that is our old friend Smuggle Nuts. Because as much as people have ragged on him, I've turned a corner. I said to myself, you know what? Time has gone by. He really hasn't owned up to it, but at least he's trying to put it behind him. He's trying to get into movies again, acting, and if he just stayed away from talking about it,
honestly, literally all these people need to do is shut the fuck up. Right? Ever since their little stunt, right? All they need to do is just be quiet. You did your little stunt. You had your time, all right? Don't fucking bring it up again, or else people are gonna fucking laugh at you and be like, oh yeah, remember that one time you were like a fucking retard? Oh, you're being a retard again. Right? Don't do it.
Maybe I would support a future movie that he started. But for some reason, he's got a Netflix documentary coming out about the whole thing. Jussie Smuggle Nuts ripped Chicago PD and ex-mayor Raheem Emanuel while denying his 2019 hate crime hoax. You know the one where he made the claim that a bunch of people in those MAGA hats, subtly implying that they were white, beat him, poured bleach on him, hung a noose on him, and said, "This is MAGA country." Word I can't say. And left him to just sit there and stammer while a Subway sandwich was somewhere not being chewed on. Then he goes home. Then he waits for the cops. Then he's just sitting there with the rope around his neck, looking stuck, stupid, and dumb. Goes through an entire legal process where at first it gets dropped, then it gets picked back up, then he goes to court. Then he's found that, yeah, you faked this. Let's go ahead and go to jail. And somewhere in between, we got family and friends and I guess activists saying, oh, he's a good person. They're reading impact statements saying that this dude is a great person. Why would he lie? He's not my grandson. He's not my son. All this hullabaloo, which caps with him screaming that he's not suicidal.
With the
Look at him.
assumption that he was going on time.
Well, it's adjourned. That's a wrap.
Spending half of a second in jail and then nothing else. That was it. Nothing else. So why is he still doing this?
I don't know, man. I don't know what to do. He's looking for more clout, I guess.
Of the Chicago Police Department and the city's former mayor, calling them the villains for their role in his conviction over an alleged hate crime hoax. Smuggle Nuts, who is black and gay, for some reason we got to point this out,
Yeah,
originally reported to
gotta
the
point that
Chicago
out
police
for some
that
reason.
he was a victim of a racist and homophobic attack by two men wearing ski masks in January
Why did they
of
gotta do this,
2019.
man?
By the way,
Dude,
for anyone who
the identity
doesn't
politics
know, or
is
you never
strong.
kept up with
Holy
this,
shit.
these two men
They
who
just keep
a lot of
doing it,
people
man.
thought were white are blacker than darkness. And I never really understood how we even took him seriously.
Yeah, the two people he got to stage the whole thing, right, that he paid off, they're black people. It's black on black crime, y'all.
After finding out that these two anti-blacks saw a black and said, "You're on that show.
Yeah. You're on that
Subway
show. We hate
Your life's
you.
so much better than mine." Like, it never made any sense.
This
He was
is
convicted
my
in
country.
2021
White
of staging
power.
a hate crime by himself.
White power
but
as
it
they're
was later
fucking
overturned
black.
by the Illinois Supreme Court on the due grounds process, ruling that Smollett had originally reached an agreement with the state to avoid prosecution. The court did not rule on the actor's guilt or innocence in the case. The villains are the two people who assaulted me, the Chicago Police Department, and if I may be so brave, the mayor. You know, because when you report this, they investigate. And they make sure that as they investigate, they
The
come
mayor
to
hurt
every
me.
conclusion necessary. And I believe at the time, the guy who was the face of all this was a black man. So I guess he just hates black people who are gay. And they went through this, and they couldn't really put pen to paper on any of the claims you were making. They were investigating it. They come about you being the stupidest person in the world saying, "Hey, it's cold outside." I believe they made such a stink about it being cold in Chicago at the time. And
Yeah,
they
that
said,
whole
"Hey,
thing too with him
you're
going
full of
out
it,
in
and
like
your
the super
story doesn't even
coldish
matter."
everything.
According to
Yeah, that was
Variety,
so.
the
Yeah,
former
his
Empire
story was
star
so
alleged that
strange.
the Chicago establishment conspired to frame him and questioned whether Emmanuel played a part in covering up evidence in the police killing of a black teenager in Chicago, a case that led to a federal judge to order the CPD to adopt dozens of reforms just 2 days after Smollett reported being attacked. These two things have nothing to do with each other. Could it be that they had just found out about the missing minutes and the missing tape from the murder of Laquan McDonald? Could it be that the mayor helped hide that? Smollett asked, referencing the police killing a teenager
They're
in
just
2014.
fucking making shit up, man.
We're living in a world
These-
where the higher-ups, their
Right,
main
these
mission in order
movie,
to do
right, these
all of the
entertainers
underhanded
from
things that
these
they're doing
right
is to
industries
distract us
just
with
make
the
shit
shiny
up
object.
for their fucking
You know what?
right for their movies.
You're right.
They're
There's a
playing
lot of
character.
collusion and
Look
corruption
at this
going on
shit.
in the world. What does that have to do with you and you having your fictional lovemaking with a Subway sandwich while two people
Correct.
just see you and say, "Let's pour
I mean,
bleach on them
right,
in the
the
freezing
fucking
cold"?
theater kids, man.
Like, I'm still not over that. And I feel like I will never be over that. Fox News Digital reached out to CPD and former Chicago mayor for comment, but did not immediately receive responses. Emmanuel declined to comment to Variety. Variety reported that Smollett became worked up as he maintained his original story that he was attacked by two masked MAGA supporters who shouted racist and homophobic slurs at him before placing a noose around his neck and pouring bleach on him. While he refrained from criticizing the two brothers who claimed to have helped the actor stage the hate crime hoax, Smollett contended that he is the only person involved with the case whose story hasn't changed multiple times. All I can say is, God bless you, and I hope it was worth it. Every single other person's story has changed multiple times. Mine never has. I have nothing to gain from this. In reference to an upcoming documentary by Netflix titled "The Truth About Jussie Smollett" with a question
The
mark,
truth
which
about
hints that the actor may be
Jussie
innocent
Smollett.
after
Jesus
all.
fuck, man.
Variety
Even
asked
the
Smollett
fucking
why the
title,
evidence of his
man.
innocence
Jesus.
didn't emerge sooner. To be honest with you, I really don't know. Horrible. Why is it that this evidence that's supposed to prove you're innocent, that everyone has been waiting for, everyone has been hoping for, because let's not sit here and pretend there are people who would want this to be true. Why? Because there are hateful people in the world.
Oh, yeah,
there are
there's a
people
lot- yeah.
who will see
There's
another
hateful
person
people.
based on sexuality, race, political opinions, and they will have the reactions that make no sense
Yeah,
whatsoever.
there-
There are evil people in this world.
Look, I don't
but
like
it's
pointing
not me.
out
It's
like
not
herd
you. So
mentality or
congratulations for
own
being somebody who's not evil.
own group
Pat on the
bias
back,
or
celebratory jerk
right
of
all,
the
all
meat.
the
That does
all the
not
weird
excuse
all the
evil
different
people that exist in
biases
the
and
world. And
right people
people
sometimes
would want
exhibit.
there to
I
be
try
someone
not to
out there
say
so
any
evil
of that
enough
shit
they would
because it's
attack
like it's
somebody.
not my
But the
place to
fact
say,
that
right?
years.
But I mean,
have
if
gone
it
by,
happens, I'll call
and
it
there
out.
has been nothing.
Right?
There has been
I just
no
try not
video,
to say too much.
no, hey, I did it. There hasn't even been a mugshot or a potential person of interest.
Look,
with
I
these
can
people.
only
We
say
tied
how
this
many
to
different
MAGA
pattern
whites
recognitions
so
there are.
fast that
How
when we
many
found out that
different
they were blacker
patterns
than
of
an
things you
Oreo
can
cookie,
recognize
it
in
threw everybody
a
off.
certain situation.
And you went
But I
to
can't
court,
help you
and
come
you
to that
provided nothing.
determination.
You talked about all your charity work, all your good deeds, all your
That's
good
your
this,
choice.
all your good that,
Not mine.
and it led to nothing. It led to nothing but your public image being
Yeah.
smeared to the point where now you
No,
gotta
he's just
hope
literally yes. He's
goddamn
literally mad that
documentary
he got
saves
called
your
out for
reputation.
lying.
Now, will it? Who knows?
And now he
Will
wants,
it
and now he
help
wants
you?
to go on
Maybe.
the
Will it
offensive, trying to
ultimately
fix
make
his
more people laugh at you
reputation, even
and
though
then
he
go watch
doesn't
the
even
Dave
fucking
Chappelle
matter
skit
that much.
where he sits there and makes fun of you? Maybe. It's all an option. I'm not an investigative reporter or a detective.
People don't give a fuck about entertainer
what
or
happened.
actors or entertainers that much because we all know that they're sometimes playing a fucking role.
I'm about to lose my mind. So if I am to believe that you are not an investigative reporter, journalist, anything, but you're
That's why
the
we don't
person
give
it
these guys too
happened
much
to,
credibility.
how am I supposed to take you serious?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to take anything you say as the
Correct.
truth? Listen, I've been one of the loudest people against Smuggle Nuts. I've been making fun of him since 2019. But I've also been somebody who said, if you actually got jumped and there's evidence out there in the world that would
Correct.
strengthen your argument, I would love to see it. That
Yeah,
way I could
everybody
say,
would love to see it,
looks
and
like he
nobody's
got
wanting.
jumped. Looks like
right,
he got
ex-
attacked.
Yeah, nobody's wanting to fucking be at odds with you. But the fact of the matter is, there was no evidence pointing to these people actually doing what you said they did. It just points to you fabricating lies and bullshit for your own fucking reputational gain.
And that could be something that I could hang my head high on because I'm not no bitch online. If I get something wrong, I got the confidence to say I got it wrong.
Yeah, I
But
do.
you
Look,
can't
I say
try to
some
play the route
slurs that I'm
of
not
being
supposed
innocent
to, right? I say the
and
F
then
slur.
turn around and say, "Oh well."
I mean, shit.
can't
If I
tell
could
you beat by beat
say
what
all the
happened
slurs
because
online, I
you're
would.
jumping through hoops.
Right? If
And
if
even
there was
a
no
second ago, you sit there and
repercussions,
say,
if
"Oh,
I
well,
had
my story hasn't
immunity, I would
changed,
just
but
I would
can't tell
say
you
all
beat by beat what happened."
I'd say
What
all
is
the
the
fucking
point
shit.
of this shit? Smollett also described how he felt once that the CPD shifted its focus from investigating the alleged hate crime to investigating and eventually arresting the actor himself. Yes, that is exactly what happened. Because when they smelled bullshit on your story,
Yeah,
they
I mean,
wanted to
literally,
re-up for
everyone
the amount
smelled
of
bullshit
wasted
on your
time
story.
You put on them. The former
Even
Empire
the
star
the
likened his
judge could
experience
smell
that of the
bullshit.
late King of Pop, Michael Jackson, who faced multiple sexual abuse allegations and police investigations before and after his eventual death, which Smuggle Nuts suggested were a part of a broader conspiracy. Okay, I guess we're comparing ourselves to Michael Jackson now.
What?
I'm the gay Tupac.
I'm the king.
I saw firsthand how narratives are built. I saw firsthand the way
Jesus
that someone
fuck.
could take the exact opposite of who you are and literally sell
How
it.
could
And
you-
people will be
how'd
like,
you-
I believe
how
it.
could
God
you
rest his
correlate
soul. But
yourself
homeboy
to
Michael Jackson
what the
tried
fuck?
to warn us.
Dude,
Smugglers
you're not
reached
even
a
close
settlement
to who
with the city of
Tupac
Chicago
was.
in May, agreeing to
Like,
donate
what the fuck? You're a
$50,000
nobody
to charity as
compared to
part of an agreement
Tupac.
to have the lawsuit against him dismissed. And listen, for anyone interested, the
Tupac was
documentary
more in the
comes
trenches
out
than you
next
were.
week. In
You were
6
more of a
days
bitch.
Of us talking about this and recording it, I will probably watch it. I will put forth my best effort into
He's
sitting
gonna
there
try.
objectively and
He-
consuming whatever
Are you
they
gonna
give
take
me
some
on the
notes?
screen,
Oh, God.
and I will
This
come
is
back to
terrible.
you and say, hey, maybe there's something in
Basically,
it that's
every
worth
scene
it.
is I want to
Maybe
kill
there's
myself.
something in it
I
that's
want
not
to
worth
kill
it.
myself.
Or maybe it could be some puff piece where everybody's saying, oh, how could this be something? And how could that be something? And how could this be something? And how could that be something? I'm going to throw out a prediction. This documentary maybe will be a bunch of fluff to try to get people to
Correct.
sympathize with smuggle nuts and
Yes.
the history of being black in America and gay
Correct.
in America. And
It's
how
gonna be
people
some
gotta
weird
thrive
black
and how
history
stories could turn
documentary
against you,
on how you
people
should
will
help
always hate on
Smollett.
you when you're doing good, and maybe we won't get anything. That's my subtle prediction. If I'm wrong, I'll happily be wrong in the grand scheme. But for the love of fuck, let it go. It is over. People's SNAP benefits are going away. Medicaid is going away. People are trying to figure out ways to live and eat and make money. Nobody got time for you anymore. You were a topic
Literally.
in 2019. You were a topic in 2021.
Right, it was the same with the
You died
Kardashians
off
and when
after
they
you
right
put your
right
fist in the air
all
and
those
said you were not
fucking
suicidal
right,
because I guess you wanted to be just like Jeffrey Epstein. We get it.
what would you
took a
call
hit,
them?
And you're trying to build yourself back
attention
up. But
whores?
constantly reminding
Right, attention
everybody
seeking
as to
whores,
why we're
right?
making
Constant,
fun of
right?
you is
Oh yeah, this is
not
another
going to be the
person.
thing.
Yeah,
It's just not.
fucking
But
all they do
who
is try to
knows?
seek
maybe just
a
maybe
fucking
this
affirmation
documentary
or some
turns it all
right?
around for you, and maybe
acknowledgement
we can all go
from
grab
people who
Subway
don't give a
sandwiches
fuck.
together.
Literally, nobody gives a fuck. You want to do what you want to do, whatever weird thing you want to do, go ahead. But don't fucking rope us in, you fucking weirdo.